Okay, so I want to get started. I know we're a couple minutes late, but I wanted to make sure that we had given you guys enough time to get on. So, we've been chatting a little bit up until this point, but I wanted to just formally kind of start this webinar and welcome all of you to our very first webinar of 2023. I think this is such an incredible topic, what we are going to be covering today, and I'm joined by Tanya Kara, who is the Director of Social Media for Magix 10. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Araz Nelson. I am the lead educator, along with wearing many hats for Magix 10 and stylist first though, right? I've been in this industry for 22 years. I was in this industry when the first recession hit. I was in this industry when COVID hit, and I'm still here working behind the chair. And so today we're going to talk about how to recession-proof your beauty business using social media. So Tanya and I have put together, and we've worked on this for the last couple of months, these ideas and these concepts to help you, wherever you're at in your career, to be set up for what this recession looks like. So before I continue, I want to introduce Tanya and have her give you a little glimpse about who she is, and then we'll get right into it. So go ahead, Tanya.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. So my name is Tanya. I have been in the salon hairdresser industry, but not a stylist, since 2000, I want to say 2010. I used to have a jewelry company and sell jewelry on consignment. And I used to partner up with salons and salon owners. I would set up jewelry and I would sell jewelry. At one point I had 30 hair salons in Southern California that carried my jewelry line. And eventually these hair salon owners started hiring me to do education for hairdressers in their salons, teaching them how to use Facebook and Instagram for their businesses. And so that's how I got into it. And eventually when social media took off, I stopped selling jewelry and I just went full force into the social media world and industry. And so I'm so blessed to be working with Magix 10 now. I'm their social media director. A lot of you have met me through being featured as a spotlight stylist or different things like that. But I'm just so excited to be here today and to be sharing social media tips with you all to recession-proof your business.
I'm very excited. Somebody just asked, are we muted and cameras off? Yes. So this is a webinar format from Zoom. This is not a meeting format. So we do not see you. We cannot hear you. If you're in your jammies, cozied up in bed, totally cool. The way you're going to communicate is through the chat. So obviously, if you have any questions, if you want to say anything, go ahead and put it in the chat box so that we can see it. So when I'm talking, Tanya, if you can just keep an eye on the chat for me and let me know if there's anything that I need to know.
Will do.
What was that?
I said will do.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm sharing screen here just so you guys have some bullet points to follow along with. So I want really quickly, if you were around in the recession of 07-08, do a little thumbs up in the chat box real quick. If you were around when the recession of 07-08 hit, do a little thumbs up. If you were not around and too young, congratulations. That was a very trying time. And I think there are some of us who, when we hear the word recession, if we were around when the 07-08 recession happened, we have a little bit of PTSD. Okay, we get a little twitchy, a little anxious, a little nervous because of what happened in 07 and 08. So I want to start with just a couple of words of wisdom. Whatever environment that the recession or this recession or whatever environment it creates is one thing. How you navigate through and how you thrive through is another. So you can have chaos happen, but that doesn't mean it has to take over your business. So there were people who completely lost everything in 07, 08 recession. There were people who completely lost everything during 2020 COVID times, but there were also people who thrived. There were also people who came on top. And so what differentiates is a couple of things. One, what is your mindset around it? Are you being run by fear? And two, strategy. What can you do to strategize and ensure that you end up on top and you're one of the ones that thrive? So what I want to clear up is just a couple of things first. What happened in 07, 08, that recession is very, 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 very different than what's happening today, okay? This recession is caused by inflation. There's plenty of cash floating around, guys. This isn't a we don't have money recession. This is a inflation, money pumped into the economy, not backed by anything type of situation. But what that means is this, is it's not that people aren't going to spend money and like they're going to hoard their money. They're going to be a lot more conscious of where they're spending their money, okay? It did not register. Sally Ann, are you having issues? Okay, anywho, so what I want you guys to know is when you thumbs up, when you were in that recession, this is very, very different, okay? People are wanting to spend money. People have the money to spend. They're just gonna be a lot more careful and scale back on where they are choosing to spend their money. So a couple of the most important things are going to be your guest experience and generating loyalty within the clientele that you already have. So there's two parts to this, guys. There is one, setting yourself up to attract new clients, right? Tanya's gonna talk all about that on how you can position yourself on social media. But something that a lot of us don't put enough effort in is retaining those clients, because what good is getting all these new clients if you're not ensuring that they're staying in your chair? If you're not ensuring that you are nurturing those clients, there's no point in you focusing on getting new ones in if your retention rates are low. So twofold, right? How to get new clients and then how to keep them. Today, clients have wandering eyes. I've shared about this so many times that if you are not an expert, if you are not front of mind, if you are not constantly nurturing, social media has made it so easy for us, but it's also made it so easy for clients to see what this person and that person is doing. So if you're not on top of it, if you're not giving the phenomenal guest experience, if you're not like on your A game, there's hundreds of stylists in your town who are just as talented as you, and they're one click away from your client. So just be mindful of that, that you have to stay on top of your A game. Do you guys know what I mean when I'm saying A game? You have to stay on top of it. And so when we're talking about what to expect from this recession and what you can do, you have to meet client demands. You have to look at consumer behavior. Now, you don't have to do all the research. You just have to look and see what's going on. I'm gonna give you guys a pop quiz real quick. What is one of the most valuable things that we have? It's one of the most finite things that we have. And this is something that you cannot buy and you cannot get back. It's a riddle. Boom. Time. 100% time. So clients and you too value your time more than anything else in the world, especially right now. We've said this before, we are living in an Amazon Prime, Instacart, DoorDash world right now where we want what we want and we want it now and we want it as fast as possible, okay? This is where people are at. So you have to meet them where they're at. So this is why in 2023, you have to diversify. Yeah, I wanted it yesterday, absolutely, like yesterday. I ordered something yesterday on Amazon Prime in the morning and it got there in the afternoon. I was so happy. It got there within 3 hours, like thrilled. I will pay the extra, I don't care, because I want it now. So this is why you have to diversify your services and position yourself as an expert in what's trending now more and more, which is not only express services, but luxury express services. So up until I think in the last 5 years, we thought about express services as kind of like the cheap version, right? Like express car wash, not as good. Express whatever, not as good. Express takeout, not as good. But when you understand the value of time, what that express means is you're giving people their time back. So to those of you who are spending hours and hours and hours on each appointment, I'm not saying you have to stop that, but what I'm saying is people are not going to want that. If you can figure out a way to save time for the people who are sitting in your chair, you are going to make so much money. You are going to make out on top because this is something they can't buy. So if there's you and there's Jenny, the hairdresser, right? And you guys are both getting the same end result, but you get it in 2 hours and Jenny gets it in 4, clients are going to want to go to you and they will pay you more because you're doing it in 2 hours instead of 4 hours or 3 hours instead of 6 hours. I hope this is registering for you guys. So you have to diversify your services and add-ons, word things a little bit differently because you're meeting people where they're at. What do they want? You are now the solution, okay? 11% growth of the hair industry is what is projected in the next 2 to 3 years. That is huge. I was listening to a podcast the other day and she said, remember the hairdressers in 2020 that left the industry? All those people, 100,000 hairdressers that left, they're back. And they're back with a vengeance, right? In the best way possible. So why this matters is 11% growth in our industry means that you have a new generation of hairdressers coming into this industry who know what's up, right? They know how important their brand is. They know how important it is to show up on social media. They know how important it is to collaborate with people to elevate together. So if you're not getting ahead and if you're not doing everything that you can to stay on top and you want to continue to rely on the way I did it 10 years ago worked, I don't need to get on social media. I've got word of mouth. My clients are loyal. Okay, no, they're not. I'm sorry, but they're not. There is a whole different breed of mentality that's happening right now. So you may think that you have the most loyal clientele, but I'm telling you, people are looking around. They're looking for convenience. They're looking for an amazing experience. So I'm saying all of this to hopefully get you to start thinking about, okay, what can I do in my business? Okay, so your brand, your guest experience, it will make or break your business. If you don't take it serious, Tanya and I were talking about it last week. You know, Tanya and I have been friends for a really long time. And for years, and you can interrupt here too, but for years she's been saying you have to get on social media, like you have to, you know, it's not too late yet, get on. And then just recently she's like, it's too late. Like if you're not on it now is the time. If you are not building yourself and your presence on social media, you are going to miss the bandwagon, right, Tanya?
I told her I use during my presentations and trainings and webinars, I used to be like, you guys, it's not too late, get on. And I told her, like, I'm going to stop saying that soon because it will soon start to be too late. Now, literally now is the time to start working on your social media presence if you haven't already.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about luxury express services and how you can save your clients 70% in time. So obviously, this is a Megix 10 webinar. I use Megix 10 and the reason I'm so passionate about it is because of what it's done for my business. But it's not what the color did for my business. It's what I did with the color to transform my business. You carrying Megix 10 in your cabinet isn't going to do anything other than maybe save time. Okay. But how can you get into the psychology of what that means and then position it and pitch it to clients to draw them in? So remember earlier I said we're living in an Amazon Prime, DoorDash, I want it now, I want it fast. So whatever you have on your menu service-wise, what you can consider doing at this point is adding these luxury express services. So what are some of the most popular services that you do? What are some of your favorite services that you do? How can you do them faster? and then market that you're doing them faster, because people are going to want that, right? So I have just a couple of examples here for you. Express Root Retouch, right? Express Gloss and Tone, Express Color Melt, high impact placements. I'll tell you, Nikki Wildflower is great with these high impact and low time placements. Partials, partial foils, partial balayages, and Express Dimension. Okay, so these are just some ideas that you can take as inspiration and revamp your menu, because again, I will say this until my face turns blue, people will value you when you give them their time back. So how can you position yourself as a technical colorist, a professional who does phenomenal work, but you're meeting the demands of consumers? They don't want to be here for 5 hours. So how are you going to paint that pretty picture, right? Tanya's going to help you with that. But these are just some ideas. So here's what your appointment book could look like if you were to do express services all day. So you would start with an express root retouch and a haircut. That is a 45-minute appointment with Magix 10. An express color melt, 45-minute appointment with Magix, right? Partial foil and root retouch. So what I want you to do is start calculating the numbers in your head real quick, okay? Everybody has different pricing, but what would you charge for these services if you could do all of these services in one day with the help of using a color line that processes in less than 10 minutes or less, right? So an express root retouch, a root retouch and low light appointment, a partial foil and a color melt, and then an express dimension appointment. So these are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 color appointments that you can do in one day without double booking. And I'm gonna assume wherever your pricing is, this would be somewhere around $700 to a $1,800 day for you. And it's possible. So this is what clients are wanting. They want the beautiful results. They want the gorgeous hair. They just don't want to spend 5 hours getting it, and they don't want to have to spend $1,000 getting it. So if you're taking 6 hours, sure, it makes sense to charge $1,000. But if you get it done in 3, they're just saying you could still charge $1,000, but like you don't have to, because you can still see a lot more clients. So this is just an example of what is possible. So I want to get into a little bit about just Magix 10 and what makes it different. And then Tanya's going to talk about how to position all of this into social media. So very quickly, and what I will say is this: if you're interested in using Magix or you have more technical questions, I am always available. Okay, if you send me a DM on Instagram, I will help you 9 times out of 10 unless I miss it. So I'm going to go through this kind of fast. I just want you to know what makes Magix 10 different, because in the last 3 years since COVID, there have been so many more brands that have brought on 10-minute color. And I want to tell you this, that not all 10-minute color is the same. And you can do experiments and figure that out for yourself. But I'm here to tell you that just because something is a 10-minute color, it does not mean it is Magix 10. So what makes Magix different, number one, is that we have a low ammonia content. It is gentle and conditioning on the hair. It is not blasting the cuticle open and packing it with heavy dye load. There is technology in there that allows it to work with a lower ammonia content and micropigment dyes. You can get 100% gray coverage. This is a full color line with 92 shades to choose from. It is a multi-use color line and ideal for every client. So a lot of people will bring Magix just for like express gray coverage, but the service menu that I shared before, that can be done with Magix. Every single service, color melt, like Lacey just did a beautiful balayage with a low light and a melt and tone using Magix. So it's not just for your gray coverage. And this is why I'm trying to get you to diversify what kind of services you can use with Magix 10 and not just every other 10-minute color, because Magix is not progressive. So it's not going to get darker. So if you need to low light and do a dimensional look, you're fine, right? You don't have to worry about your level 8 looking like a level 4 at the 12-minute mark. So vastly different as far as technology goes. And just 2 things that you should know about Magix. One, we use spectrum technology. And in the most layman's terms, okay, the dye molecules are smaller in size and they're smaller in weight, which means we don't need to do this to the hair, right? We just gently soften and swell the hair, and the smaller dye molecules get into the cortical fibers, and then they couple and combine. Here we go, Lacey. I use it for every single color service. I can get full coverage in 10 minutes, or let it sit for 45 as a low light if I'm painting and not worrying about going it darker. If you guys aren't following Lacey, guys, and you do balayage, you need to follow her, Tanya. If you can put her Instagram, and she's phenomenal. But I love watching how she uses Magix, right? Because I use it more of like a lot of gray coverage and dimensional, but she does it with blonding. It's like chef's kiss to Lacey's work. Okay, so Spectrum Technology, and then Caravage 18. So for those of you who have used Magix 10, you know how the hair looks and feels. The shine, the luster, the health. A lot of that has to do with Caravage 18, and it is in every single tube of color. It is in every developer that we have. It is in the shampoo and conditioner, and it's a vegetable-based protein keratin complex. It is not a bond builder. It is not going to repair disulfide bonds. It acts like a hair mask. So when you use Magix as your color, the hair feels like you just did a treatment on it, along with the fact that your results are done in 10 minutes or less. So this is something that can save you just off the top 70% in time. Here, I'll show you in a second, right here. So 75% time saved. I'm a very visual learner, so I like doing these kinds of charts to compare. So a traditional color in a demi-permanent is a 20-minute processing time. I know not all of you guys do that. Some of you guys just leave it on for 5 minutes and then wash it out, but then it fades prematurely. So typical demi, you're supposed to leave on for 20 minutes for full dye development. With Magix, it's 5 to 8 minutes. Permanent color and gray coverage, traditional color is 45 minutes. Magix 10 is 10 minutes. And then your high lift blondes, normally 60 minutes. With Magix, it's 20 minutes. So just seeing what's possible just by switching your color line, right? The time saved and the income gained. This is an example. If you were to use Magix 10 versus a traditional color line, and all you did was just change your color line, change nothing else but change your color line. A traditional color, we allotted 60 minutes per client at $120 for this example. With Magix 10, we allotted 30 minutes per client at $120 for this example, right? So if you were to do that with traditional color, you could see 6 clients a day in this scenario. With Magix, you could see 10 clients a day, and you take that daily and then weekly and then monthly and then yearly. If you copy and paste that same, you would make over $90,000 more a year just by switching the color line, because now you could see more clients in one day. And if you don't want to see more clients in one day and you want to not work nights and weekends, cool, do that, right? So 70% time saved for your clients. I hope this is getting your eyes like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so exciting for my clients. Looking at what's going on in the economy, looking at what's going on in the world, looking at what's going on in consumer behavior. People want to spend money, guys. Listen, and maybe you can relate to this. When you're sad, or when you're stressed, or when you're worried, or when you're fearful, you seek joy, right? You do things to try to make yourself feel happier or feel better. So with people freaking out about what this recession looks like, God, I forgot what it was called. I think it was like the consumer something index. I can find out. But people are spending money on personal services. They're not getting their hair done. When people are worried, they seek things that make them happy. Getting their hair done is one of them. So how do we ensure that they come to us to get their hair done? Well, we're saving them their time. Right? We're using products that are phenomenal. We're offering express services where they look beautiful, but they're not taking as long. You know who else does a lot of great express services was Carly from Blonde Chronicles. She does a lot of express luxury services. Michelle, Beauty Business Guide, express luxury services. Look at what people are talking about just in the industry, right? Some of your favorite educators who are busy and booked What are the services that they're doing on their clients behind the chair, right? So just some things to think about. So a roadmap to kind of like recession proofing your beauty business. So there's you, right? You are offering luxury express services. You are an expert in your niche. You're offering a phenomenal guest experience. You're making sure that whoever comes through your door is well taken care of, right? From beginning to end, from contact to them leaving. Phenomenal guest experience. You're saving your clients time. You're nurturing your loyal clients, right? And then what you're going to do is it's essentially a social media conversion funnel, if you will. So this is where I want Tanya to chime in here too. So the awareness. Who are you? This is when Tanya was saying, like, if you're not on social media, you can do all of these things. You can have the express services, phenomenal experience, beautiful salon, super aesthetic. Like, you can do all of that. But how does anyone know that you exist? And don't tell me it's from word of mouth. Because let me tell you something about what's happening with word of mouth. And then Tanya, I want you to chime in. So let's say let's say I'm not a hairdresser, Tanya's not in the hair industry, Tanya's my friend. And Tanya's like, oh, Aras, your hair looks so good. I want to go to your hairdresser. Or who do you go see? And Tanya goes, oh, I see this amazing stylist. His name is Johnny. What I'm going to do is I'm not only going to take Tanya's word for it, I'm going to look Johnny up. What does Johnny's Instagram look like? What does his website look like? Yelp reviews. I'm not just taking her word for it, right? I'll take the referral. Thank you for letting me know about this person, but I'm going to go and search this person out. So if you're not showing up as your best self on social media, you could be losing so many clients. And if you're one of those hairdressers that are like, no, word of mouth has done me good, cool. Yes, has done you good. It's not going to anymore if you're not showing up. So who are you? How do people know who you are? And I think Tanya wanted to talk about bio. This is something that irks me a lot. And I think coming from her, it'll be a little bit more poignant. So Tanya, go ahead.
So not only are they going to go look at Johnny's Instagram, but they're also going to start following Johnny before they decide I'm going to go to that person to do my hair. And they're going to want to see the posts coming up and seeing what the experience is like going to Johnny and seeing how Johnny's clients' hair is coming out on social media. So it's also about those people following you and then wanting to see. So if you don't ever show up, they might forget, or they might end up going somewhere else when they initially had that interest in going to you. And this is why the bio is so important, because when they come to your page, the first thing they're going to wonder is, where is this person located? What does this person specialize in? Who is this person? And if you don't have anything in your bio on Instagram that says, I'm a hairdresser in Orange County, California. I specialize in this and this and this. And they have no clue where to book with you or how to book with you or where you're located. You're going to lose that person really fast. And being that we are in multiple beauty brand and distributor accounts, that this is one big common mistake I see among hairdressers is I don't know where you guys are located half the time. And we want to bring you opportunities. We want to be able to know who you are and where you're from. And all I see is a name, a profile that's private, and I don't even know if you're a hairdresser. So you really want to work on that bio. You want your profile to be public. You want people to know where you're located and what you do.
Right. Somebody asked about a phenomenal guest experience. Oh God, where is it? And how to make it luxury, I think. I want you to think about this too. It's phenomenal guest experience two ways. One, in your salon for sure, right? What is it like when they come in? Is it clean? Is it cluttered? Like, do you have a lot of noise or is it zen? Do you have Nespresso coffee or do they have to get Starbucks? Like, these are just little things, but also client experience on your social. That's where your interaction first starts with them. Their first impression of you is not when they walk through your door, it's when they go to your profile. And every single person is going to look at your profile. So first is this awareness, right? Like, who are you? You could be this fantastic hairdresser, but if you're not on social media and or you don't have a website, it doesn't matter. You're gonna lose business for sure. And then, so like Tanya said, they're gonna follow you and then they're gonna consider you, right? They're interested, they're gonna see. So this is where the guest experience begins. So highlight reels. I did a post, a poll on my stories. If people still look at highlight reels, 85% of people said yes, they still check out the highlight reels. So it's not dead. There were some people who are like, I don't care, but 85% of people will look at your highlight reels. So what can you put in your highlight reels? Maybe something like, hey, new clients, start here. This is how you book with me. This is how you get to my suite. A lot of you are in suites and they're beautiful, but they're confusing to navigate. How do they get to you, right? How do they book with you? What does the consultation process look like? So at that point, you're going to want them to convert, right? They're going to go from watching you and interested in you to, okay, I like what this person has to offer. Their work is beautiful. And Tanya's going to talk more about the things that you need to post. Okay, I'm going to convert. I'm now going to be a client. So that client is in your chair, then you nurture. You have to constantly show up on social media so the client knows that you are the ish, right? And then that builds loyalty and trust, and then the funnel starts again. So they are now loyal clients. They trust you. They're going to refer this person. And now this person, say it's Lucy. Lucy is going to know who you are by your social media. They're going to consider you. They're going to convert. So it's attracting new clients and taking care of the ones that you have. I hope this is registering for you. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna now turn it over to Tanya, and I'm gonna try my hardest not to chime in because I feel like I always talk all the time. So I'm gonna stop my screen, and I'm gonna read through the comments now as Tanya takes over, how to set yourself up on social media to attract these people that you're wanting to attract. So thank you.
And Victoria, I see your question. Can you get the email with the slides? You're listening to this while driving to work. So this is all being recorded and you will receive an email with the link to the video so you can watch it after. The slides will be in the video so you can have all of that. You can pause it, rewind it, all of that. So that will be emailed to all of you. So let's practice. You want to show your followers that you are always learning, you are the expert. And the first thing you can do is show people that you're attending. Feel free to take a picture of this and tag us on Instagram. And the great thing is Magix 10 reposts a lot of you when you share to, or when you share to stories and tag Magix, or I will share it, Aras will share it. And you never know who you can reach by someone else resharing your stories. So tag us. And so I'm going to talk about using social media to recession proof your beauty business. And the biggest thing is we are in a time now where everybody is starting to get on social media, or everybody is on social media, and just own it. You have to start consistently using social media for your business. It's not about, okay, I'll just post whenever I feel like it anymore. You really have to own it and realize this is something that's not going away and I have to implement it and use it for my business. Because if you don't, when things happen in the world, like a recession or things start to slow down, and you're not on social media and you're not in front of people, everyone's addicted to their phones. Everybody has their phone in their hand. They will be at a red light and they're not supposed to be on their phones, but they will pick up their phone by habit without even thinking and start scrolling through Instagram or scroll through Facebook. People are laying in bed before they go to sleep. People are waking up and instantly scrolling right when they wake up. If you are not on people's Instagram feeds or Facebook or TikTok or whatever platform you like, and you want to really go hard on for your business, you will miss out on business now and way more so over the next year and 2 years. This is not going anywhere, so own it. You have to come to a place where you're like, I'm the expert in hair. And all of your friends know it, all of your family knows it. You have to show up, be consistent on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you use, show your work, show you, show your journey, show your express services, and that it will save them a ton of time in this era of quick Amazon Instacart. So the biggest key is showing up and being consistent. So I always tell people, if you're not in a place where you're consistent yet, I always tell people, don't worry about being on all the platforms right now. Pick your favorite one that you know. So if you spend a lot of time on Facebook, start off just focusing on Facebook. If you love Instagram and that's what you use, and you're watching reels every day and you're looking at posts, but you're not posting anything, use that as your main social. Start off small and just say, I'm going to be consistent on this platform. I'm going to interact with my existing clients. I'm going to follow all my clients on this platform. And when they post about their dog that is super cute that their daughter is holding, you're going to like and comment on that post and stay top of mind in front of your clients. You're going to use that social media platform as your main platform, and you're going to show up, you're going to show your work, you're going to show your journey, and you are going to be on people's feeds. And guess what? If you do that, that is you recession proofing your business. Why? Because you are always top of mind, and people will start to see you as the expert and you as the person that they need to go to get their hair done. But if you don't post and you don't show up, guess what's going to happen? Another hairdresser that they ended up following one day by accident because maybe they loved her hair tips. They had no intention in going to her. They loved her hair tips, or they just loved her posts and she seemed cool, and she's always posting and you're nowhere to be found. There is a risk that that person will get curious and go there. But if you're always posting on social media and you're showing your clients that are happy, you're tagging your clients in stories and they're sharing it, and then you're talking about Magix 10 and you're like, you guys, this is huge. I know you guys don't want to be sitting in my chair for 3 hours because daughter number 1 has volleyball. Your husband is going to be home from work and you want to eat dinner as a family, and you still got to go to Target. Come sit in my chair and I will have you out of here in 1 hour. And then you post one of your clients, start time, end time. She was out of here in 1 hour with the blow dry. Look how amazing she looks. People are going to start seeing your stories and your posts and be like, I want that.
Yeah, you give them FOMO, guys. That's what it is. You give them FOMO.
So consistency is key. Guess what is not key? I wrote this down because I did not want to forget. This is huge. You know what's not key? How many likes you're getting, how many comments you're getting, how many followers you have. That does not matter. It doesn't matter because people are seeing your posts. I inspired my husband, who's a financial advisor. I was like, you need to post about what you do. And he started, and someone reached out to him and said, hey, I've been seeing your Facebook posts and I have a couple of questions. And my husband was like, this person never likes my posts, never comments on my posts. I didn't even know he was following me. And that's what happens is people now scroll and they don't like everything. They don't comment on everything, but they see everything you're posting. And when you are consistent, they will at some point come and be in your chair. Or your existing clients will be like, my hairdresser is the ish. Like, I don't care what anyone else posts. Like, this is who I'm going to. And remember, you have something that most hairdressers don't have yet. Magix 10.
Hey, I want to just chime in on that, guys, because the truth is what Tanya just said, likely you're guilty of it too. How many times a day are you on your phone scrolling? And even if you like something, but you don't actually double tap it. You just scroll right by it, and in your mind, you give them like a little mental love, but you're not actually double tapping. It doesn't matter if people are liking or commenting. I had posted something in my stories a couple of weeks ago, just like asked me a question. And somebody said, hey, I've been following you for the last 3 years. I never comment. I don't like, she basically was like, you don't know who I am, but I've been watching you and thank you. So you don't know who's watching. And the best example is you. You're also scrolling and not liking and commenting on everything, but you know what everyone's up to. So be mindful of that.
And you want to do extra little things that establish you as an expert subconsciously to your clients and potential clients. This is a really, really good one that I think is so underrated. Tag your distributor and tag your brand. The reason why I say this is because so many of you are using Magix 10 and you have a distributor you're working with. When you tag your distributor and the brand, you're giving yourself an opportunity to be featured. Do not overthink it. Don't think, oh, I'll start doing that once my videos are better. I'll start doing that when my pictures are better. I don't know if I should do that. Do it, because then the manufacturer, the brand, Magix 10 will get to know you and who you are. The distributor will, and you will start to get featured. When your clients, friends, and family see you are being featured by the color company you use and the distributor and other hair publications, and you repost it showing Magix 10 featured me, or my distributor featured me, you are subconsciously positioning yourself as the expert in your client's eyes and your potential client's eyes. Because not only are you showing this beautiful work that you're doing, but you're also showing Magix 10 featured your work. And then your client and your potential clients that are following you start realizing, oh my gosh, my hairdresser is awesome. They're being featured left and right. And if you tag Magix 10 in every post that you do, you're going to get featured at some point. And from the distributor, you're going to get featured. So don't think your work's not good enough or your posts aren't good enough. Tag in everything. Give yourself an opportunity to be featured so you can repost it and be like, oh my gosh, I got featured by my distributor. Oh my gosh, I got featured by Magix 10. And then your clients see it, even if they don't say anything, they see it, and it subconsciously plants a seed that you are the go-to and they won't want to go anywhere else.
Can I chime in on my experience with that real quick, guys? So for those of you who do know me or who've been following me, I've been doing hair for a very long time. I've been educating for a very long time. And this is really more of just like, don't get discouraged, to Tanya's point. So a lot of us tag some of these bigger publications, right? Like I used to tag them all the time, like the Behind the Chair, the Modern, whatever. And there was a while where I was like, I'm done. Like, there's no point. They're not going to see my work. And then a year and a half ago, I said, nope, I'm going to tag them. I will eventually get featured. I'm going to tag. And I kept it. I kept tagging, even though nothing happened for a year and a half. And then in 1 week, I got featured twice. And I'm not saying this in any way, shape, or form.
By who?
By Behind the Chair. But I'm not saying it to brag about it. I'm just saying that, like, it took a year and a half of being consistently tagging to finally get it. So don't get discouraged if you're not being featured or shared yet. Just know that it's going to happen. And I'm like full-blown proof of that, where I was like, what the heck? Twice in 5 days. That's never happened. And it was really cool. It was really exciting for me because obviously I'm an educator and I want to get as much reach as possible. But my clients think I'm the coolest person ever because of it. So like they're loyal to me because they're like, oh no, she's, you know, and I'm not anything special. I'm just a hairdresser, but I'm constantly posting on social media. So they think I'm this thing and I'm not. I'm just a hairdresser. Okay. So stay consistent.
And all of you have what it takes. All of you do. It's really just about being consistent and blocking out the followers, the comments, the likes. If you post a picture and it gets 1 like, if you click on view insights on Instagram, if you have an account on Instagram, I think you have to be in like creator mode or business mode, one of those, and you click view insights, you probably reached 100 people or 200 people or 300 people. People are seeing your posts. I think that's the biggest step for people who aren't posting to start, is block all of that out. When you consistently post, and I'm going to give you some more tips on like how to reach more people and how to get more followers and how to get more likes. That is the starting point, is just blocking all of that out and starting to post more and to post consistently. Michael Gray, don't say I'm just a hairdresser.
I was just typing back. So Michael, what I meant by that was like, my clients think I'm this, because I educate, that like I'm better than, but I'm not. I am a hairdresser, just like you, just like you, just like you. But because I constantly show up on social media and I seek opportunities, whether it's working with brands, whether it's working with distributors or whoever, it makes me look better in my clients' eyes. But at the end of the day, I'm no different than you. right? I am a hairdresser. I went to beauty school. I've been dealing with clients. I have red flag clients. I have green flag clients. Some days I love what I do. Other days I'm over it, right? So that's what I meant by that. It wasn't just I'm just a hairdresser. No, that's what I meant, just for clarification. But I love you, Michael. Thank you.
So post consistently. Make sure you're documenting your journey. Make sure you're posting to stories, showing your salon and you doing hair and featuring your clients. Tag the distributor, tag your brand. When you do that consistently, I promise, that's literally recession proofing your business. You are putting yourself and your brand out there on social media. You're always in front of people, those people, and you will always have people coming to you. I'm not saying be consistent for 5 weeks. I'm not saying be consistent for 2 months. I'm saying make it your lifestyle and be consistent for the rest of your life. This is your livelihood. This is your business. Social media is one of the most important things in marketing for us right now. What keeps you going on those days where you feel like you're over it?
Coffee.
Nothing. Go into your old posts that you posted a long time ago. Take one of those posts and post it, show up on social media and say tomorrow will be a better day. There's really no excuse. We can always figure out ways to keep posting and stay consistent, even if we don't feel like it. So
and can I add something on that too? If you were talking about on the days where you're over it in the salon, something that I do, and not everybody will do this, but this is just something for you to consider, is I have one day a week that I call my flex day, which is Thursdays. I don't book any clients. It is my whatever day, right? It's my errands day or it's whatever. But if there are days during the week where I'm just mentally not there to show up for clients and I can't work past it, I will be very honest with my clients and say, look, I am not my best today and I need a day. So can I reschedule you for Thursday, my flex day where I have no clients, right? So, and the reason I can do that is because I use Magic. So I get to see all of my clients and I can have that one extra flex day. And I pulled it a couple of times. I'm not gonna lie. There have been days where I'm just like, I can't people right now. I can't. So I go into my old posts and reposts for social and I text my clients and say, I can't today, but can you come on my flex day? And usually it's not a problem. So, or you can also just muster up, get through it, and then go home and like take a bath and decompress. But we're human, Jennifer. We all have the days where we don't feel like it. And you know, it's up to you how you want to navigate that. Those are just some things that I've done.
And I'm a believer in what makes the great is you start creating a mindset where you just push through those days and show up. And it might not be as good as your amazing days, but you still showed up, you put in the work, and your future self will thank you for it.
Absolutely.
So here's the huge one, especially for those of you who are new, just moved, wanting to build clientele. Tag your clients on Instagram stories or Facebook. Yes, you want to show your work, but also because you want them to repost. So when you share someone on your stories and tag them, they get a notification in their DMs, right? And all you have to do is click that button that says add to story. And then they will end up probably clicking on that and being like, thank you so much. I love my hair so much. And now by them posting that on their story, that you are exposing yourself to all of their followers that are probably local, because they came and got their hair done with you. And so now their sisters saw that, their cousins saw that. And remember, the Instagram algorithm will show people who interact with them the most their stories. So now you're exposing yourself and your salon or your personal brand as a stylist to all of those that person's family and friends that watches their stories all the time. So yes, you want to tag your clients on Instagram stories, and Facebook is great because if you go on your personal Facebook page and you post someone's hair, let's just say you're like, I don't know how the heck to use Instagram. I'm like a Facebook person, right? I meet a lot of people like that. When you post on your personal page and you tag somebody on Facebook and they don't have the settings set up to where they have to approve that tag, most people don't, because the default is if someone tags you, it shows up on your feed. Then now you're posting that and you're tagging them on Facebook, and that's automatically showing up on their Facebook feed. And now all of their friends and family are seeing their beautiful hair by you. So that's why it's for those of you, especially that have moved to a new place, or maybe you're looking to get more clients, when they share, when you do their hair, if you really want more clients and you really want to make more money and you want more people in your chair, then make it a priority to take a picture or a video of their beautiful hair when their hair is done and tag that client. And most of the time they will share it because they're so excited about their hair and they love their hair. And then when they share it, you are exposing yourself to all of those people. So
it's like when you guys get featured, like when we get featured by a brand, we get so excited. Clients get excited when you share their pictures and they want to show their friends like, oh my gosh, my hairdresser did such a good job on my hair. She shared my hair on her Instagram. Okay. So just, you just have to show up. That's it. That's the one thing that I've learned. You just have to show up. You have to, wherever you are. New clients and nurture your current clients. So by sharing on your stories, you're nurturing that current client and it's attracting new clients.
And don't overcomplicate it. Use the social media platform you love to use. Whatever platform that is, start off with that. If you're not posting a lot, this is still a good tip. Stay consistent on one platform and it's going to be so much easier for you to stay consistent on there to show, because that's the platform you love using. That's the platform you always scroll anyway and don't post on. And so now all you have to do is the next step is just start to post. So I want to pause here really quickly. I know we only have a couple minutes left, but I got some slides on running, some Instagram ads as well. So stay tuned. But I want to stop here and remind you guys to use your geotags and use your hashtags on your posts, okay? And this is primarily for Instagram. When you do posts, like regular posts, not stories, when you do posts, always add your location. And yes, you wanna add your salon name and like brand yourself, but add the city as much as you can to every post, okay? So if you just moved to Huntington Beach, California, and you wanna build up your clientele, put that location in your posts, in Reels and in the actual static post if it's just a picture, okay? Because people will be going in and looking at that feed. If you click on that city, you can go through and see all the people that are in that city. So you're putting your post into that bucket and that way people in your city can find you, okay? So hashtags are a huge way to bring people to your post. If one of the biggest things that you can do is add in hashtag your city and hairdresser, hashtag your city and hairstyle. So what this would look like is if I'm in Los Angeles, California, it would be hashtag Los Angeles hairdresser.
Yes.
Hashtag Los Angeles hair salon.
People use Instagram hashtags like Google. I use it like Google. Like I will search the Instagram search for Orange County nails, Costa Mesa nails. I'm trying to find a new nail artist, right? So if you know that they're using it like Google, set yourself up. Put yourself in those hashtags, even if there's a million other people on there. Just do it.
And there probably isn't. It depends on how big the city that you live in. But one of the things that we do for distributors and for brands is we will find stylists in cities that is around them, right? So we can introduce these stylists to this distributor. And we search hashtags in those cities, and a lot of stylists are not being found on there. And I'll see stylists that have amazing work and they just don't use hashtags. And I'm like, you're missing out on traffic. Like your ideal client is searching Los Angeles hairdresser because maybe they're thinking of going to a new hairdresser and you are not anywhere to be found. Some common questions are like, well, how many hashtags do I use? Well, now it's the amount of hashtags that applies to that. So if you want to use 5, use 5. If you want to use 10, use 10, but don't use hashtags that have nothing to do with your post, because that is going to hurt your post. So use hashtags, use location. That is going to make a big difference. And just like everything else we've been talking about, use them consistently. So I want to make sure you're talking to your target audience. This is just something I'm going to quickly go over. If you are wanting more clients in your chair, then make posts that are talking to people that want to get their hair done by someone like you. You can, if you're targeting people who are in your city and maybe they're, and Anas can add on to this a little bit more, but if you want more stylists if you want more people in your chair that are going to pay you to get their hair done, you need to talk to them and maybe stop posting educational posts about what formula you use and how you got this end result, because people that are not hairdressers are going to be like, I don't know what any of that means. And then you're going to lose them.
I posted in the chat box, guys, a podcast episode that Tanya and I did that has a ton of information as well. So I want you guys to listen to that. Lacey, don't forget to hashtag with your city and your specialty. Lacey's gained a lot of local clients with, yep, because she's balayage queen. So, oh, and extensions, yes. So this goes back to, we were talking about your target audience. This is such an important piece of your social strategy, of your business strategy, is who do you want in your chair? And you have to create, it's called either a unicorn client, an avatar, your ideal client. There's a ton of content on the internet about how to narrow that down of like who you were talking to, or who you want in your chair. And then every post that you make is talking to that person. So I'll give you an example. If you go on my Instagram, I'm talking to hairdressers who need help with formulation. It is clear, and I think, in every post that I do, right? So if you look at Nikki Wildflowers Instagram, she is talking to hairdressers who want to slice their timing in half. So get clear on who you want as your person to pay you, and then you make sure that you talk to them. You make sure that your brand is aesthetically pleasing to them. You make sure that your page is pleasing and exciting for them. Don't just, and I don't know if you have this in the next slides or not, Tanya, but don't just post pretty hair. Everybody does pretty hair. Everybody does pretty hair. What is it that makes your pretty hair different? So maybe you post the pretty hair, but in the caption, you talk about the client's story. This client has gone all over the place, wasn't ever happy, had to spend 7 hours. I got her done in 3 hours. That's talking to your target market, right? Or you can post a family picture from your client with her kids or something like, this is my client, busy mom of 2. I get her in and out in 45 minutes. Jamie Hammond is really good at this. If you look at her posts and stories, she tells the story of why it's beneficial to use Magix 10. So when clients are looking at your Instagram, they want, like, they should feel the FOMO, like, oh my God, this is the one, she is the one for me. Show them your space, show them what makes your space unique. What is it different? Do you have an espresso? Do you have snacks? Do you serve beer and wine? Do you do relaxing head, whatever it is, like, give that client who is your target every reason to want to come see you. And then when they come see you, deliver. And then you have a target, or you have a client for life.
And make them feel like they already know you. I know a lot of you are not going to want to hear this, but show yourself on your Instagram, on your feed, and on your story. Even if it's just once a month, even if it's just every other week, you're posting a video of you talking, or you're posting stories of you. People want to, if they don't know what you look like and who you are, the chances of them not going to the hairdresser they've been going to and coming to you are much lower. They want to, when they come in their chair, you want them to be like, oh my gosh, I feel like I already know you because I like watch your stories, and like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. Like, because they got to the point where they're like, I just need to go, send. And then like Ada said, is deliver. So you want to post pictures and videos of yourself too. It does not have to be every day. It does not have to be 3 times a week. Post pictures and videos and reels of, just like Ada said, the experience of your salon, the outside of your salon, the inside of your salon, you talking, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, post that. Okay.
I'll share something too real quick, guys, and then Tanya, you can get into that. The importance of showing your face. There's a couple people that I talk to in DMs almost every day, okay, for a long time, right? I did a class last year and this person came up to me and gave me this big hug. And I was like, who the hell are you? I had no idea. We were talking all the time on Instagram. I had never seen her face. So imagine what a dum-dum I look like, because I'm like, oh my God, I don't know who you are. But then she told me her Instagram name and I was like, oh my God, it's you. I had no idea. So same thing with clients, like they might love your vibe and your work and everything, but if they don't know what you look like, they're likely not going to want to book with you because they want to know, are you relatable to me? Are we kind of the same or are we very, very different? Like your personality, and it has nothing to do with your looks or your age. It's your energy. That's it. So show that. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So now everyone's like, ah.
I know you guys hate it, but I promise it gets easier.
Do all of that first. And then if you really want to bring more people to your page, this is what you do next. This is for Instagram. You can apply this to Facebook too. You can run, but on Facebook, you have to do it on your business page. So I'm going to show you this on Instagram because in my opinion, Instagram ads are very, very inexpensive. You can literally run ads for $1 a day and you can get your work in your posts in front of hundreds and thousands of people in your city that are a specific sex, age, and have specific interests. And this is how you're going to do it. So Sally said you're trying to tag. So just if you're trying to tag us, it's mostly in story. Just post a story and then write @ and then write our name, and then it will end up tagging us. So the reason why I say that you want to do everything that we talked about first and then run ads is because if your page doesn't have any pictures and videos of you, no one knows who you are. If you don't work on consistently posting and you run ads, the ads will bring people to your page. But if your page is not set up to deliver entertainment or value or information to the client that they need to know, like, guess what? You get your hair done here for 2.5 hours and you're in and out of my chair in 45 minutes. Are you busy? Do you have things to do? Do you not want to sit in the chair for 2 hours? You can come to me, right? If you don't have something on your page that hooks people and makes them think, I'm going to follow this person because they add value to me, or their page is interesting to me, or they have something that I might want, they're not going to, this will be a waste. So first set up your page to where it's optimized, it's very clear who you are, what you do, the amazing luxury express services that you offer to people. And then if you want to reach more people, you're going to do this. So on any of your posts, you would click on boost post. Okay, I'm going to simplify this for any of you that want to try it. So on any of your Instagram posts, you're going to click boost post. Side note, some of your reels won't let you. But that's because you're using a certain filter, using copyrighted music, but this is for the ones, if the button is blue, you can click on it, okay? And so if you've never done it before, it's going to ask you, do you want to do this with a Facebook ad account or without? I was just doing without, because then it's going to make you log into Facebook. You're going to have to do all these other things. So just use Instagram, okay? And then it's going to take you to this section, and then it's going to say, do you want more profile visits? Do you want more website visits? Do you want more messages? If you want more followers that are local, and if you want potential clients to follow you, I would suggest going to more profile visits so they can start these are cold leads for you. So you want them to start following you. And then as you post consistently, then it's going to show them who you are in the experience and your express services, and it's going to make them want to come to you. But if you just send them straight to your website and they have no idea who you are, it's a very low conversion rate. They might just click X and then they might just go back onto Instagram, and then they won't even think of following you because they didn't even get to that point. So if you want more followers and more local people, you want to start them off by doing more profile visits. So once you do more profile visits, it's going to take you to this page where it's going to ask you to create an audience. So you can just name it whatever you want to name it. You can choose the location. Okay, so choose your city. It lets you do it by address. So you can literally put in the address to your salon, and you can do a 1 mile radius, a 5 mile radius, a 10 mile radius, or it will let you pick cities. So, or you can just choose what cities you want. Interests, you can put down people who are interested in hair care. You can put people who are interested in hair, or you could just leave it blank and say, I want everyone in my city to see me. Okay. And then age and gender. So if you're just targeting women, you can just say female. If you're targeting a specific age range, you change this to be a specific age range. And then the next slide is you select a dollar slide. So you can literally do $1 a day, and you can set a duration or just keep it going forever. And then boom, you have an ad that is running. Take a really pretty picture of your work that you're so proud of, or a video of you being like, this is like gold, you guys. Any of you who are bold enough, do this. Hey guys, so I know you don't want to be in the salon for 3 hours getting your hair dyed. What if I told you that I offer you a luxury express service where you get amazing results, shiny hair, and you're in and out with your hair blow dried in 45 minutes? Well, that's what I offer. Click below, follow me on Instagram, DM me, and I'd love to see you in my chair. Oh my gosh, that is like, someone please do that.
Please do that, because that will literally convert. It really will. I wanted to talk about really quickly, this is why it's important to get really clear on who your unicorn client or your avatar or your target person is, so that when you do an ad, you are targeting them, their age, their gender, their location. Manifestation hack for you: if you can label or name that audience, okay? If you have a target demographic and you create this unicorn client, and let's say you name them, right? Like, let's say you name them Tanya. Tanya is your unicorn client. Tanya is a busy mom. She's this, she's that. She likes saving time. But whatever. So when you do, yes, Jamie, do it. So when you create your ad, name that audience Tanya. Because now you're manifesting, you know what Tanya means, you know who that is in your head, and you're gonna like send it out so that that person, your Tanya, can find your ad and sit in your chair and turn into a client for you.
And
do it.
I'm giving you guys, there's a lot of people on right now, plus this is going to be a replay, so take advantage of this. This is my Instagram, TanyaKara_. If you are having issues setting up a boosted ad, send me a DM. That is my gift to you. Follow me, send me a DM, and I'm happy to answer, because it's so easy, you guys. Setting up boosted ads on Instagram is the easiest thing ever. And once you do it once, you won't need my help anymore. So follow me. I'm a social media director for beauty distributors and brands. I'm also launching a very new Instagram soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited about that. But follow me for now, and make sure you're following Anna's and Magic's 10 as well, because gold from Anna's. Her page is full of amazing resources. And remember to tag Magic's 10, tag your distributors so you can be featured. So Lisa says, how are you getting clients in and out in 45 minutes? Am I just crazy slow? Is it this just your regular clients? No, you're not really slow. I'm using Magic's 10. So I can get a root retouch client in and out in under 45 minutes. I use Magic's 10 as my main color line. I've found ways to get my application done really quickly. And then I process it for 10 minutes, shampoo, condition, and do a blowout. So I've just worked on upping my timing as much as possible in everything that I do, from my root retouches to my foiling. I'm obsessed with being able to save time in every way. And so what I would recommend, Lisa, is practice on getting your application quicker. There's something that you maybe haven't figured out yet on how you can be more efficient in your application for your root retouches. Now, if somebody has a ton of hair and it's really long and I have to do a full color, 45 minutes is unrealistic. But a root retouch with 40 grams of color, in and out in 45 minutes, for sure. For sure. So with that being said, we did go over, I knew that we would, because there was a ton of information. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I just kind of want to recap what I shared in the beginning about what this recession looks like and how it's very different from what we experienced in 07 and 08. Just understand that it's not that people don't have the money. Our economy is pumped with a lot of money right now. It's people are scaling back where they're spending their money, and they want to make sure that they're spending it in a place where they are valued, in a place where they feel like they are getting the most bang for their buck from the best person possible. So what we want is for you to set yourself up in a way where clients are going to want to give you their money. They're going to want to be your client because you're offering them what they're wanting. You're giving them what they're wanting. You're meeting them where they're at. So don't be afraid of this recession, because there are many people who thrived in 07, 08,
There are many people who thrived during COVID or after COVID. So you can set yourself up to thrive during whatever this recession is. You just got to be strategic on how you are building your brand. And most importantly, you must build your brand. So just keep that top of mind. Make sure you're showing up. And so if you're not using Magic,
Can I say something really quick?
Yes, of course.
I just the last thought I want to throw in is for those of you that are already using Magix 10, I think the biggest key is going to be educating people on what a game changer it is and how much time it saves. And we talked about that a lot at the beginning, is people are using Instacart, Amazon, people want things quick. So start talking about that more, because I promise you that is going to bring people in your chair, and that's going to keep your existing clients staying, because Magix is not everywhere yet, right? It's going to be, but it's not yet. So use that as a way to get people in your chair and coming to you, because you have something that people don't have. So make sure you're talking about that on social media.
Absolutely. And again, you know, Magix is not just your average 10-minute color line. It's very, very different than any other 10-minute color that you've used. So if you're currently using it, awesome. Keep talking about it. Let your clients know. Shift around the services that you offer to include these express luxury services and see how your business is going to change. For those of you who aren't using Magix and you want to find it, if you go to our Instagram at Magix10 and you click the link in bio, there's a button that says find your distributor. So we have distribution all throughout US and Canada, along with obviously international, but this is just for US and Canada. You can find your local distributor and get in contact with them. You can also, if you go to the next slide, Tanya, you could also go to getmymagixkit.com if you're ready to try Magix 10. We do not have the same variety on getmymagixkit.com that we do at your local distributor, but we have little try me kits, like a little 3-piece or a little 6-piece. So feel free to go to getmymagixkit.com if you're wanting to try it out, and then we put you in contact with your distributor if you have any other questions. So I freaking love what is going on in the chat right now. If you guys aren't paying attention, Lisa created a little follow train. So go ahead and put your Instagram in there so that we can all kind of support each other in all of the ways. Lots of great accounts. A lot of these people I'm already following, and I very much enjoy watching your guys' content. I love it. Thank you, Lacey, for initiating that. You're a gem, honestly. You are a gem. Okay, so yes, try Magix 10.
There was a question, will there be a class on the color line, how to use formulating? So I want to give you guys a little hack. Aras has an amazing formulation free master class if you guys want to go check that out. And Magix 10 offers amazing education throughout the year. You just click, if you click the link in the bio, like we had said on Magix 10, you can see feature education events, register for that so you can come. But her formulation course, the fundamentals, is amazing. So highly
thank you, Tanya. Thank you. Yeah, so you guys can, if you go to magix10.com/education, you will see all of our upcoming education. So Tanya, if you could let me share screen real quick, just for those of you that are interested, I'm gonna, so here we go. Okay, so upcoming education. So we have, obviously this is the webinar today. We have a Pure Shades webinar in January. February, we have a Magix en Espanol, and then I'm doing a gray coverage webinar all about gray coverage. And then March, we've got a couple of webinars there for you. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to go to magix10.com/education. And then for those of you asking about the my masterclass, the free formulation masterclass, that's in my link in bio on my Instagram. So it says register for my free formulation masterclass. It's on demand. It is not Magix specific. It is just understanding formulation. So we have a ton of education. We have 2 webinars every month. Plus I do a lot of info on my Instagram. So I have a podcast, I have a YouTube. I talk all about formulation, and that's kind of my jam, hair color science and all that stuff. So I am always here to help as a resource. Tanya offered to help if you guys have any questions with how to boost ads. And I think I can speak for her as well. If you guys have any questions or need any help, we are always here to help. in any way that we can. So I just want to say thank you for joining us. I know we're going over, so I want to wrap it up right now. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you guys. I hope that it was valuable. I hope that you're excited instead of afraid of this recession. I hope that your wheels are turning on how you can make your business thrive in 2023 instead of panicking and worrying. And so with that, thank you so much. Happy hair coloring. Tanya, anything else?
Happy social mediaing.
I love it. I love it. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for being here.